Hello, so Sick Nash fan back, and this time we have the final beginner's guide until Andy releases Tizoc. Now, Tizoc is a very underused character for good reason. He does take a lot of work because he is a very sluggish grappler that really doesn't have too many options outside of getting in and trying to command grab you. Now, the thing about Tizoc, the reason his learning curve is so high is because you have to know how to hyper defend and just defend. Those are two important key factors because he does have an SPD, so being able to SPD your opponent off the just defend or the hyper defense is super important. Now, Tizoc is one of those characters that not only comes with one command grab, but this character actually comes with 4 different command grabs. So let me show you. For one, he can throw you backwards and actually steal the wall, push you in the corner, and go for offense there. He can even combo that, but I will show that later. He has a standard SPD that pushes you all the way full screen. He has a lunging grab where he can actually just lunge from a distance and grab you if you do not hold up. And he also has a jumping grab. So Tizoc has many ways to open you up with all of these command grabs. So he definitely forces the opponent to constantly guess. All right, so let's talk about Tizoc's normals. He has a very good far A. His A reach is like really long, and it can actually be special canceled easily with quarter circle back A, and even chain into from a distance he can still combo that. So that is a very good far A. His far B is very good as well because it can easily be comboed into super. It is not special cancelable, but has a lot of range and can be super canceled. So far B is definitely going to be a standard in his arsenal. His far C is also very good. This standard chop, same thing, it can be special canceled, and it can also be charged. Like if you hold back and C, it will charge the chop to even give him more plus frames. And that's the same with his D as well. His far D is this big boot, but it can also be charged to give him more frames of advantage. So I would say his normals are actually pretty solid. Same thing with his up close game. If we want to do some of his up close normals to see what they are, we have a +1, a +4, which is pretty ridiculous, a C that when feinted is +1, and a D when feinted is actually +5. So his up close and personal game is actually very dangerous. If he gets close to you, he could definitely force the strike throw, and his strike game is pretty scary. Like I said, when it comes to simple confirms, Tizoc's simple confirm would be something like this. So always comboing into that standing jab is definitely the key. You can even do something like this, because he can actually combo into that command grab, but it's not an actual grab on block. If they block, you're actually like super negative, but you can combo it on hit. And before I go to his special moves, I do want to address he definitely has one of the best air dodges. Like this right here is one of the best in the game. For the range that it covers and the combos that it gives him, it's going to be one of your primary anti-airs with him. So knowing when and where to use this move is going to be the key. Just make sure you don't do it up close too much because it is -5, and I see a lot of Tizoc players make this mistake. They'll press it pretty close, and then the opponent has an opportunity to punish you. So be very careful of that. Be mindful. All right, so first I want to talk about his special moves, and I'm going to talk about his quarter circle back Lariat. Now, just as I've shown, he gets very easy combos off of it, so that's generally how you're going to be using it, off of combo routes. And also you will be using it in combos for the EX version, because when you feint his close stand D, He's actually +9, meaning he can link a close stand C, which is also 9 frames. So it's a little bit more of a tight link, but it is possible. And that's like a really simple B&B with Tizoc that you're going to be using at times. And I even have discovered a safe jump with him off of this route as well. So if you are a Tizoc player, you are in luck. Now, as you see, +34 is the magical number, +34 for short hops and 39 for real jumps. So because this is 34, he can actually short hop in and get that safe jump. So that is going to definitely be an important tool to use, especially if you're going against an uppercut character or even a non-uppercut character, just because it's just free pressure. Now, to note, you can also break this move. So because you can break it, it's actually pretty good, because you could just break it and go directly into like a SPD if your opponent is looking to block it to punish you. It's a little gimmicky, but it definitely works when your opponent is just sitting there ready to punish you. And if you do the C version, he actually steps back as if he's going to do it, and then he doesn't do it. So that's another way to bait your opponent out. So now we're going to talk about his quarter circle forward A, which is this grab right here where he switches sides with you, which is going to be very good when your back is on the wall. You switch sides and you get the positional advantage. Now this is going to be super important as a grappler, because your opponents tend to panic when their back is on the wall. So this can give you even more damage on the table. And if you do the EX version, you can actually get a combo. So that move is definitely going to be important, especially depending on where you are on the map. All right, let's talk about his elbow drop, the people's elbow out of the air. Now this move right here, a lot of Tizoc players use this move. Now, it's not that it's a bad move, because your opponent, you definitely have to see if they're going to check it, because you can high dodge this and get a combo on him. It's -7, but with pushback. So the way to counteract this is your opponent would have to like JD it, so the pushback is no longer, and then they could actually punish it much easier. But the thing about this move, when he does this move, if it hits you, it will like knock you down, and it'll basically give him an opportunity to start trying to open you up. So this is one of those moves that you could throw out to see if your opponent knows how to deal with it. And it does get over fireballs, so it can be useful to like get over projectiles and stuff. But it's just a move that is kind of dangerous to just chunk out if your opponent knows how to counter it. Generally, it's going to be used in combo routes. All right, so next let's talk about the quarter circle forward grab, which is quarter circle forward B. Now this lunging grab is very good. Why? Now a person could say, hey, it's a little telegraphed, his arms go out, he's gonna scoop you, like I'm gonna backdash it or jump it. You know, that's easy to say in the heat of the match, but that's not how things go, because for one, he can actually break it. So it can create these like pseudo situations that are crazy, because if you see a grappler, especially if you're a reactionary player, you see a grappler attempting to throw you, you're probably going to jump. If you jump, he has plenty of options to counter the jump, because he also has a jumping air grab as well, that if your opponent jumps, you're just going to get a grab. So the fact that you can fake this, make your opponent jump, and then do something is like super good. That's why this move gets a lot of playtime with Tizoc, because when you throw out this move, it's just one of those moves that is going to force a reaction, and depending on how your opponent reacts, you need to punish accordingly, because generally speaking, an opponent is going to jump or they're going to backdash. Those are the smarter options to do, but both of those options can easily be countered. Now the EX version of this move can be comboed into, like I showed earlier. and grants you a hard knockdown. If you double dash right there, you are +8, and you can actually elbow drop as well if you want to tack on a little more damage. Now we're going to talk about his jumping command grab, which is really good to throw off all of your opponent's buttons on the ground. Like if they go low or they do a jab, you're just going to hop right over it and command grab them. And this can be ticked in too, so this is really strong as well. It's like an option that a player would least expect, so it's definitely good to throw it out. If you're point blank and they're pressing buttons, you can definitely like blow up jabs and lows like that. So as you see, that command grab is definitely good to like blow up buttons. So if your opponent is very button pressy and you're just unsure what they're gonna do, that command grab can actually put in work. And the EX version does a little more damage, so you can definitely sneak that in as well, and it grants you a hard knockdown. And I covered this a bit already, but he does have a jumping grab, and it's primarily used in a backdash situation where you can backdash and combo into it. So this was way better in the beta, like way better. They kind of toned it down, but it's still very good. So just to note, you can combo into it off a backdash, and some routes will allow you to combo into it. And generally speaking, you will be using it if you feel like your opponent is going to try to jump out of your pressure. So like I said, if you feint this, they jump and then you grab. That is a very good tactic. Now, before I get to the supers, one thing I forgot to note is this character also has a special throw. So his standard throw, if you do back throw, he will do a suplex and it can switch sides. So we do this, we do back throw, suplex, he puts you on the wall. He also has another throw off of the suplex if you just press back and C, and he will do a body splash. So that is good as well for positioning and different frame advantage. All right, now to talk about Tizoc supers, he is a grappler, so you already know he's gonna have a 1 frame input special move, double 360. So it's gonna be 1 frame. Your opponent is not jumping before they are flashed, they are caught. Same thing with the C version. So a very devastating throw to get hit by. So if he's near you and they're very good at buffering that, yeah, you might get cooked. His other super is going to be this rush punch series, which is going to be your combo super. That's how you're going to combo into it, because it is not invul unless you do the D version. So a simple combo would be something like this. And then you still get some Gaoki. One of the most important things about Tizoc is going to be just defending and hyper defending, like I said earlier. So mastering that timing and getting those SPDs in there to break up your opponent's pressure is going to be the key to success with Tizoc. Once you master those, your opponent is actually going to have to switch up their offense and think a lot more before they try to strike you. First and foremost, I would like to thank everybody for supporting all of my YouTube guides that I have been dropping. I have been doing this for you, the community, so we can get better as a whole. Andy Bogard will be the next character. Once he releases, I will drop a beginner's guide on him, so I'm super excited. But I just wanted to thank each and every one of y'all for all of your love and support. Until next time, peeps, peace.